very beautiful morning to you once again. Thank you for joining us on Wales Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. We're reaching you live from Wales Broadcasting House along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Welcome to Perspectives Unlimited. Perspectives Unlimited is that platform where we go beyond the news to help you make sense of some of the stories across our various national dailies. And alongside with our analysts in the studio this morning, we will be delving into the dailies to analyze some of the stories across our various national dailies. My name is Toluwaleke Alli. You can watch us live this morning on Facebook and on YouTube. On Facebook, we are live at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. Watch us live on Facebook and drop your comments as we go on the show. And also on YouTube, we are live at Wales Radio 89.3 FM. At Wales Radio 89.3 FM. On YouTube, do not forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. And now also on Facebook as well. Ensure that you follow the page, you like, and then you share with your friends to also be a part of the show. Let's check out the front dailies across some of our national dailies this morning. Beginning with the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, above the masthead, marketers snub Dangote's price cut, retain high fuel costs. And that's on page 34 of the Punch newspaper. 2027 crossfire. APC strikes back after Mark Lamido slammed Tinubu government, and it has a rider. Opposition alliance gains steam as Atiku coalition, ex-PDP governors, veterans join Mark bloc. And the story can be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Moving on to the front page of the Guardian newspaper now. 2027, Northern PDP leaders settle on ADC as preferred coalition platform. And that is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper with pictures of Atiku, Mark, El Rufai, Tamboa, Ado, and Lamido on the front page. Obi flays St. Lucia's highest honor Knight Commander title on Tinubu. And that's on page 4. Rep's ticket may cost 500 million naira. Post-election litigation, 1 billion naira. That's on page 4 as well on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Ondo government's quest to probe Akeredolu's death sparks controversy. And that's on page 7. Rivers, Lagos worst hit as cult clashes claim 1,686 lives in 5 years. To check more on that story, check out page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Omokri places 3 million naira bounty on ex-users threatening Obi's wife, children. And that's on page 29. The final story on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Operators demand tariff increase to stave off 6 trillion naira gas debt. And that's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, how we can transform livestock sector into modern business. That is according to the minister, and it's on page 28 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Military kills 10 terrorists at Nigeria-Cameroon border, and that's on page 10. Ahead of ADC's meeting today, Atiku woos PDP leaders to coalition. The story begins on the front page and continues on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. INEC proposes fresh guidelines for review of election results. That's on page 6. Dantata buried in Saudi Arabia. And the story can be found on page 18 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Dambokolo, the rise and fall of bandit warlord. That's on page 34. Final story on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Lagos traditional ruler dethrones 6 chiefs for impersonating him at Labour Party campaign. That story is on page 13 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, which is the last front page for this morning, controversy trails Ondo government's planned inquest into Akeredolu's death. And that's on page 15. Atiku, David Mark, Tamboa, Lamido, others want PDP collapsed into coalition. And it as a writer says party now a shadow of itself. The story can be found on page 21 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And those are the stories across the front pages of some of our national dailies this Wednesday morning. All right, do not forget you can watch us live this morning on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Drop your comments and we'll be sure to take them as we go on the show. We're also live on YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. At Wells Radio 89.3 FM. While at it, do not forget to like, subscribe, follow, and also, share with your family and friends to be a part of the show. Joining me this morning is our analyst, Chukwemeka Monachi. So good morning, Chukwemeka.
Good morning, Tolu.
All right, let us begin with the late story on the front page of the Punch newspaper, which is also, one that cuts across every other daily this morning. 2027 crossfire. APC strikes back after Mark Lamido slam Tinubu government. As a coalition meant to oust President Bola Tinubu from power gains momentum, the All Progressives Congress has asserted that the president will emerge victorious in the 2027 election. APC spokesman Bala Ibrahim described the coalition, whose leaders met in Abuja on Tuesday, as dead on arrival. Multiple sources within the coalition movement revealed their plans to adopt the African Democratic Congress as their political platform. This is as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, ex-Senate President David Mark, former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido, and other figures within the People's Democratic Party labeled the ruling APC a disaster to the nation. The statement, signed by David Mark, called on party members and Nigerians at large to support the emerging coalition aimed at defeating the APC in the 2027 presidential election. Now, when it comes to politics, a lot of times, especially when, another electioneering year is around the corner, we always find, different political parties coming together to form coalition. We had the coalition which resulted to the present-day APC, and so many other parties like that. Now, this is another one targeted at 2027 election. At this time, what should Nigerians expect with this? And the idea that the APC is putting out to say that this coalition is dead on arrival. Do you also think that this coalition is not something that is going to work towards the election in 2027?
Well, thank you for that question, but there is something I want to correct. We are not in an electioneering year. We are not.
I said towards.
Towards, okay.
Yes, I said towards electioneering year.
It is abnormal for our politicians to engage in politicking at this point in time. And INEC is mute. INEC is not even saying anything. INEC, that's supposed to be the umpire of whatever we call election here, is keeping quiet. INEC has a times table. There are rules to follow. And INEC is standing akimbo, looking at what is going on in our country, which means that INEC is keep on making Nigerians understand that it's not independent. If INEC is truly independent, as the name suggests, I don't think politicians will be distracting Nigerians with what is going on in our country right now. Because it appears, I have said it repeatedly on this platform, that 2027 is how many years away? And we are behaving as if our leaders, our politicians are behaving as if next month is 2027. There is something they don't seem to understand. Look, they have not, those in power right now, they have refused to prioritize good governance over politicking. You hear defections from one party to another party. Politicians are coming together. Coalition here, we have had a lot of coalitions in this country. Nigerians should be wary. Nigerians should be very careful. Because APC is a product of coalition. We have had so many coalitions. At the end of the day, the people are shortchanged. I'm not in support of any coalition. I'm not a card carrying member of any political party. What bothers me most is the welfare of Nigerians. And we have been repeatedly disappointed when it comes to leadership. Those that call upon us to come and join them to chase away one bad government or the other, foolishly we have followed. At the end of the day, we come out biting our tongue. Had we known. Now, what is going on in our country today is very discouraging, because I don't see our leaders talking about the welfare of Nigerians. The Sultan of Sokoto came out this morning to say that killings here and there all over the place. It doesn't matter to our leaders. What matters to them is 2027. And that's why I keep on saying that we cannot solve our problem, the problem of this country with this kind of human beings that we call political leaders. We can't. I'm praying for a new crop of Nigerians, because if you look at all the people that are coming together, they are all people that have one way or the other been involved in the problem of this country. You understand? So what are they going to sell to? They have already demarketed themselves. There's no now. You bring something to the table. We have seen a lot of them in the corridors of power. What did they bring to the table? What did they change in the lives of the people? Because politics is about achievement. What did you achieve? What can people point at and say, this is what we gained from your leadership? Nothing. And they are gathering together. Nigerians are just, but the irony of it all is that Nigerians are not even victims. They are accomplices to their own problem. Because at the end of the day right now, Nigerians are still going to pitch their tents with one group or the other without asking basic questions. What are you going to give to me? I still maintain what I've been saying, that we don't have political parties in Nigeria. I keep saying it. And nobody has come out to say, no, tell me, which group is APC a political party? This ADC and the PDP and everything they are forming, are they political parties? Yes, they may be political parties in name, but in the true character of party, they are not. Because there's no ideology. What can you say that PDP stands for? What can you say APC stands for? But I can tell you, when we had political parties, I can tell you what UPN stood for. I can tell you what NPN stood for. I can tell you what NPP stood for. I can tell you what PRP stood for. I can tell you Great Nigerian People's Party of Alhaji Waziri of blessed memory. I can tell you what they stood for, because they had ideologies. And if you belong to, and if you know that this party is in line with your own belief, you pitch tent with them. That's why in those days, you go to a family, you see somebody in UPN, you see another person in in NPP, you see another person in PRP, because they are following ideology. But today in Nigeria, the ideology people are following is sharing of money, giving people as a kuli to go and vote. At the end of the day, you discover that you have sold your future. So there's no political party. When we start having political parties, I think, because Nigeria is blessed with men and women who can reshape this country, who can make things work. We have them in abundance. But the issue is that there is no platform for them to come and actually contribute their quota in building a great nation like Nigeria. Because some of them cannot come and join this crowd that's parading all over the place as politicians. They are not. They are all businessmen. Cash and carry. Transactional businessmen. That's why if they are in party A in the morning and the business is not moving like the way they expected it, they move to another party and say, after consultation with my people, which people? He didn't consult anybody. He just moved because he's looking for a place where his bread is buttered and his tea is sugared. We have no political party to do. So anything we are discussing about politics in Nigeria, we should discuss it in the context of these people that are coming together. What are they offering? Not political party, because there's no political party in Nigeria as far as Chukwuemeka Munachiso is concerned.
You can join the conversation this morning by calling the phone lines 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893, 0915-333-4893. or 0911 333 893, 0911 333 893. Those are the phone lines for you to call to be a part of the show this morning. You can drop your comments on our Facebook page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. And also we're live on YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Now let's move from that and move on to, the present issue with petrol marketers. Despite the fact that Dangote Refinery has cut down their price again, it is yet to reflect on, the marketers. Right now, that story is this morning in the it's in the Punch newspaper this morning, where marketers are coming out to, despite the fact that there's been a reduction in price, they still retain high fuel costs.
Dangote issue has and the petroleum marketers, they are just playing with Nigerians. You understand? Because if there is responsive leadership that cares for the welfare of the people, I don't think these two groups should be left to decide what Nigerians should be paying for fuel. But because we are in a strange situation right now in the country, everybody will be doing what he likes. I remember the good book when there was nothing called leadership. You see, because leadership is about protecting the interests of the people, making sure that they are not shortchanged, because there are a lot of sharks out there, bouncing on the people, and the Nigerians are. In fact, when I look at what is happening in our country, and I still believe, I keep telling myself that God must be a Nigerian, because we are under heavy financial pressure. Somebody was complaining to me yesterday. Somebody sent money to him. You know how much they slashed? He was asking me. He said he didn't do any transaction with anybody. They keep on collecting. If you load your recharge card, before you say Jack Robinson is gone, there is a level. There's a level you can pay for electricity. If you have 1,000, you can go and recharge your electricity. But now there's a certain amount of money that if you don't have it, you cannot recharge. Why are they piling financial pressures on Nigerians? Because we have been left on our own, all in the name of politics of 2027. What is going on between marketers and Dangote is like a Tom and Jerry cartoon strip. We cannot see the end of this thing unless there is leadership that will call these people to order. Because people are buying. If you buy, there are some states. It is even in the southwest here that is even enjoying this thing. Because if you go to the southeast, if they tell you how much they pay for fuel, you'll be shocked. Not to talk of the north, because of the cost of taking the logistics in transporting this product to the north and to the southeast. But you keep on hearing, when Dangote was to come on board, everybody had hope that when this man starts releasing his product, that Nigerians will have a new lease of life. But what are we expecting today? What are we seeing today? The reverse is the case. There's nothing. There's. You see, we cannot really have the right pricing right now. These marketers that are getting their product from elsewhere, and they're not getting from, let them go and settle their problem. Because at the end of the day, Nigerians are the ones bearing the brunt of this misunderstanding. Dangote is a businessman. Nigeria handed over its monopoly of oil to him, and you don't blame him. When we have not repaired the ones we have as a country, what do you expect the man to do? He will definitely do whatever he likes.
All right, let's talk to this person. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. We can hear you. All right, do well to call back. 0916-893-1000. 0916-893-1000. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, we have another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, ma. This is Ruth calling from Alaka.
Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you, ma. Now, as regards this fuel crisis, like what my daddy in the house said, Dangote is a businessman, so I can't blame him too. What do we expect from him? So the problem is our government. At this day, our government and NNPCS have shown more seriousness to this oil industry. We won't be facing all these crises in the first place. Maybe at this day, they have allowed all our refineries to work in its license. We won't be facing all this. So please, outside they show more seriousness to governance rather than all these that 2027 admission they are going up and down. We keep facing fair pump price every day. We keep hearing reduction, but it's not even reflecting the economy. God help us from these people. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for your take on the show this morning.
That is what you get when leadership has distracted itself. Because I believe that leadership distracted itself. You understand? By focusing. You see, Tolu, we're in a strange situation. 2027 is still how many years away? And now, this is the second year. We're already campaigning. We're already, I don't know if you go to Akala Road, you see some posters everywhere, as if the election is coming. Then where is governance? Where is the welfare of the people? What are the people getting from what we have on the ground? That is the thing that we... And now, fuel is already... Because fuel has been an issue. A lot of people are making money. Now, this is a real bazaar. A situation where people are making real money. People who have their hands in so many things. They are making real money at the expense of Nigerians. And you don't blame them. Because the people are on their own. There appears to be no direction. There appears to be nobody saying, no, you cannot touch this area. I know there are many countries in this world where there is something citizens enjoy for being part of that country. What is it that Nigerians will point at and say, no matter how things are bad, our government must give us this. Tell me one thing. Nothing. I said this somewhere on one platform. I challenged a crowd. There are about over 1,000 people. I said, if there is anything you can point at in this country right now and say, no matter what, whether you are from the north, east, south, no matter at all, as they used to say in the street parlance, our government must give us this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody raised his hand or her hand. There's nothing. But you go to some countries, they will tell you that, no, you see this thing, government must give it to us. There is nothing. We are on our own. The only thing is like, when it comes to election time now, they will start telling us, it is you have the right to exercise your franchise. Is your right to vote? Yes. What is it our right to keep suffering? And we are citizens of a country like Nigeria. Is it our right? Which law is protecting us as citizens of this country? FCCP, is it a food something price? Consumer something came up sometime and they were making noise all over the place that they want to fix a price on some. I laughed. How can you control what you don't produce? You didn't contribute anything to producing anything, and you want to control the price. You cannot. Exactly what is playing out right now with Dangote. You cannot.
Okay. We'll go on a commercial break now. When we get back, the conversation continues. This is Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Give your child the gift of excellence at Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Are you searching for a school where top quality education meets care, love, and safety? A school where skilled professionals ignite young minds in an environment that stimulates learning, creativity, and moral growth? Do you desire a school that offers rich academic curricula designed to prepare your child for local and international examinations, opening doors to future success both within and outside Nigeria? At Juniors International School, we don't just educate, we discover and nurture each child's unique aptitude while molding them into highly productive global citizens driven by godly principles. Join us on the journey of raising tomorrow's leaders. Admission test into pre-nursery to year 5 holds on Friday, 1st August 2025. Venue, Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Time 9 a.m. Admission forms are available online at www.juniorsinternationalschool.com or at the school premises. Juniors International School, Center of Excellence.
Hi, this is Nene from the boat safety team. You can't see us, but we're right here with you on every boat ride. To your left is the ride insurance team. We insure your ride as soon as your trip starts. To your right is the record audio team. We keep a recording of your trip for 24 hours in case you need it later. And behind you is the customer support team, ready to chat 24/7. We're the boat safety team, by your side on every ride.
ohun tó ń kígbe láginjù lẹ́tọ̀ tí ọlọ́run mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ gbé kalẹ̀ sórí ìkànnì yìí West Radio 89.3 FM kànga agbọ́nmágbẹ́ lọ́jọ́jọ́ Wednesday láago 8:30 alẹ́ látinú ìjọ Jesus Christ for All Nations Chapel. Ikọ̀ àtìránṣẹ́ ọlọ́run Ayọ̀délé Samson Ògèdèǹgbé ni ọlọ́run yóò lò láti sọ̀rọ̀ èyè sínú ayé yín. Ohun tó ń kígbe láginjù lọ́jọ́jọ́ Wednesday láago 8:30 alẹ́ ẹ tẹ́tí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti gbọ́.
All right, welcome back. This is still Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM, and you can join the conversation this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. All right, do well to call back 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893, 0915-333-4893. You can also call 0911 333 893, 0911 333 893. Hello. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show, Mariam. Hello. All right, Mariam, please do well to call back. 0916-893-1000. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning.
My name is Salami. I'm calling from Awota. Good morning, Mr. Chukwemeka.
Welcome to the show,
Good
sir.
morning, Mr. Salami.
Yes, God bless you, sir. You see, for me, I think the only hope left for Nigerians now, honestly speaking, is to kind of support this coalition and even pray for them. Please, let's take away our mind from PDP or any magic from party, because PDP is dead. You know, what Nigerians are now faced is choosing between the devil, in fact, choosing the better of the two devils, or the less of the two evils. I think you understand. For me, I think ADC should be the only party Nigeria should watch out for now. Before the point is this, President Tinubu has even created more problems for the party for himself than he can solve. The two issues he took, first of all, removal and the person of Naira and assumption of office have been the clog in the wheel of his progress. And as long as Mr. President is still holding on to or still justifying his action for the first of the removal, things cannot move forward. That is just it. Look at it. What has been put? The president has been trying his best. He has been doing it. He has been doing all manner of things, but then it's just like kind of, perambulating on the same spots. According to the saying, that our permission. So I tell you, if APC
should spend the next 20, 30 years in power, they can never get out of what they have caused themselves. So I think unless we truly want change in this country, we just support ADC or whoever or whatever name the coalition has come up with. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your contribution this morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. Good morning, we can hear you. All right, do well to call back. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893. Hello?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Miriam from Odeja.
Welcome to the show.
As regards petroleum issue. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, if by now we still do not have stable farm price and normalcy in the sector in general, then when exactly will things really get better in the sector? And of the truth, federal government and NLPC should please do everything necessary to bring relief to Nigerians. So many of us rely solely on this petroleum of the team. So only of Mr. President, who happens to be the Minister of Petroleum, and NLPC to please do the needful on time. We need relief. That's my take on it.
All right, thank you so much for your take this morning on the show, Miriam. Now let's move on to another story, still in the Punch newspaper, and of course it also, cuts across other dailies this morning. But let's pick this call first. Hello.
Hello, West Radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is George.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes, I want to ask a question. This issue of fuel, who exactly are we supposed to be calling? Is it Dangote or the federal government? Because the federal government is the one regulating the price of fuel. We are expecting Dangote to go below what the federal government is giving us. But the government itself is not even if Dangote should raise his own up, the federal government will bring it down. Will tell him to bring it down. So it's the federal government that we should be calling, because supposing Dangote is not there, what happens to our refinery? Are they working? The two they said is working. Are they really working? These are the problems we are having. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Do you want to...
He said, who do we call? The federal government is very busy. So they have no time for these things we are talking about, fuel, and 2027 is a project that must be accomplished. So it is not about you getting fuel or getting it at the price you want. He's busy. We must not distract them from the project. That's my answer.
All right. So the president has been... I'm trying to get that story now. The president has been conferred with the second highest order at St. Lucia. And that has brought quite a number of reactions. And part of those who reacted to that is former presidential candidate under the Labour Party, Peter Obi, saying that should not have happened. First off, this this honor that's been conferred on the president, what does it mean for Nigerians? And then is those who have come out to say that it shouldn't have happened, especially because that trip, according to Obi now, he said the trip amid this crisis is poorly timed.
Okay, many things shouldn't have happened, and they are happening. That's why I said we are living in a strange country. The conferment of national honors on some people, when the country is full of blood, shouldn't have happened. The fuel subsidy we removed without planning shouldn't have happened. The electricity tariff we increased without giving Nigerians what they are paying for shouldn't have happened, but it happened. Many things are happening in Nigeria. That's why I keep saying that our country is a strange country. State of emergency in River State shouldn't have happened. It happened. Military and the Nigerian Air Force were dropping bombs on civilians in the north. It shouldn't have happened. Many things shouldn't have happened. So we add this one to some of the things that shouldn't have happened. You understand? Because Nigeria is in a state whereby the citizens are I don't know the adjective to use. The citizens are already dehumanized, and yet this is the period we are collecting collecting honors all over the place. Look, let's leave this, because many things that are happening that shouldn't have happened are happening. That's why I said we are in a strange time.
All right, let's move on to another story, but you can still be a part of the conversation this morning. 0916-893-1000. Hello, good morning.
George calling back.
Welcome back.
What is this national honor that is getting from that country going to add to the life of the citizens of Nigeria? What exactly are we going to gain from this honor that they gave to him there? He should come here. Let us give him a honor that we don't have. Let's create one for him. You can't go out there and be becoming king. Whereas your people are dying here. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your inputs this morning, Mr. George. 0915-333-4893 or 0911-333-893. Those are the phone lines for you to call to be a part of the show. You can drop your comments on our Facebook page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Oludoye Tumishara on Facebook says, good morning. Good morning to you too. Thank you so much. Another story, which is across the dailies this morning, Akeredolu's death probe sparks tension in Ondo. The recent petitions and calls on the Ondo state government to commence an investigation into the death of former governor Rotimi Akeredolu have sparked tension in the state. Reactions have continued to trail the calls, with prominent indigents calling on Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa not to dabble into the matter. It will be recalled that Akeredolu died on December 27, 2023 in Germany after a protracted illness. And after his death, Aiyedatiwa, who was the acting governor at the time, was sworn in as a substantive governor. And on Monday, the government said it had received many petitions from residents of Owo and some professional groups to probe the death of the former governor. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in the state, Dr. Kayode Ajulo, confirmed that the government had received petitions demanding a formal coroner's inquest into the death of the former governor.
You see, Ondo people should allow Alakore Akeredolu to rest in peace. They shouldn't play politics with the death of this man. We lost a legal luminary in that man, an icon. They should not play politics with the death of this man. You know, Aiyedatiwa, when he was the deputy governor, was never on the same page with the wife of this man. I'd go and check. We know how they were almost at each other's throat. Now you want to get back at the wife. And you know the wife is not an indigene of that place. It's from Imo State. You understand? So they should not play politics. They should respect the memory of this great man and allow him to rest in peace. That's what I would say. Because Aiyedatiwa, I don't know what he stands to gain. The prominent indigenes are telling him not to get into that matter. What does he hope to get by probing the man? Is he trying? Because I read it as somewhere they were even pointing as a finger at the wife. This and that must have happened. Look, this is what I call politics of stupid opportunism. You will come out and be doing what will that thing add to the economy of Ondo State? The same man went to destroy the cenotaph erected on the spot where people died, and you claim they wrote petition that the place it was built was not good. You shifted it away, and you want to build a marketplace on the spot. Now you are not even respecting the memory of those people, and now you want to also not respect the memory of your former boss by going to probe, and you want to find out what killed him. What's the meaning of all this? To me, Akeredolu's memory must be respected. He was a great Nigerian, and let's leave it at that. They should not go and begin to raise up dust all over the place in the name of politics, because I see politics in all these things. There's coroner's inquest. For what? The prominent indigenous are saying, leave this, don't go to this area. You want to dabble into it. I don't understand what that man wants to gain. I don't really know. I'm sure that on those state people are not enjoying any degrees of democracy under him. I don't. Why should we dabble into this? Is that what on those state people need at this point in time? Can they respect the memory of the dead? And that goes to show that there is a trend. You are not respecting the memory of those who died at the St. Francis Xavier Church, those who were massacred, 41 of them. The cenotaph was built on a spot, you destroyed it. Now, people are shouting, you go again to disrespect the memory of your former boss by probing. What is the meaning of that? I don't understand. I don't get it.
All right, let's move on to another story in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. States get federal government's $570 million grants to strengthen healthcare delivery. And I'll take some of that story. The federal government has allocated $570 million to states as grants to strengthen healthcare delivery across the country as part of a larger $1.57 billion financing package secured from the World Bank to support Nigeria's healthcare sector. Let's pick this call first. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Calling from Qatar.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Gwenga Mario.
Thank you.
Your line is not clear enough. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Mr. Gwenga Mario, I think you'd have to call us back, okay? Please call us back. The Governance Coordination and Subnational Engagements Lead at the ASWAP Coordination Office, Dr. Ashira Damu Abubakar, disclosed this while he was speaking to the media at the National Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative Health System Strengthening Workshop in Abuja, and explained that the grants are intended to incentivize states to improve their healthcare services, particularly in the area of primary healthcare provision. Now, this huge amount of money has been given to states as grants. Should we expect that this is going to make a turnaround on our healthcare sector generally in Nigeria?
We should pray that it will make a turnaround, because our primary health sector has virtually collapsed. You understand? And I think this state, I think Engineer Sheyi Makinde is doing something good in that regard, because there was a young boy that went to somewhere at a label. I think they have something there, and it was attended to very well. You understand? It was attended to, only that the issue of you still go and buy drugs is still there. But at least there are people there who will check you and find out what is actually wrong with you. If they can put that money into what they received it for, that would be good for our country. Let it not be like a security vote, which they collect every month, and the states are not secured. And everybody is blaming the federal government, forgetting that governors are collecting security votes every month. Ekiti collects 100 million every month, security vote. Anambra State collects 850 million every month. Edo collects 900 million every month for security vote. And yet, all the states in Nigeria, 36 states, and yet the states are not secured. So if they collect this grant for health, for primary health care services, let them deploy it for what it is meant for.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
It's better now?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay, now. Talking about the grant that the state federal government is giving out to some state governors, I think it is an avenue for those state governors to enrich themselves the more. I'm telling you. Let me give you an instance. Look at Yaya Bello when he was the governor of Kogi State. He said he spent billions of naira in opening what they call it now, an hospital, one of the world's best hospital in Kogi State. And to my dismay, it was to go for a treatment in abroad. And what happened? The question that comes to my mind was that what happens to the hospital that you built with billions of naira, and you call it one of the world-class hospital, and now you are leaving the shores of your country to take the treatment abroad. So who is now fooling who? Now the government has given another grant to state governors to build an hospital to furnish their, to refurbish their healthcare. I'm telling you, nothing will be done on some of those hospitals. They go to our hospitals now. Some of them they have no drugs. Some of them the only drugs they have the paracetamol or some of those little drugs. So the thing is just an avenue for the federal government to enrich those state governors. What happened to to this money given to them? What they call the one that Nika mentioned now. The
security vote.
Security vote. Yes. What happened to the money? They are collecting security votes. And we are still witnessing insecurity in some major states in the country. So who is fooling who? And on the issue of the petroleum, I think the increase in the price of PMS, I think I'm still wondering why the Nigerians will be so adamant that a price of fuel increased by 50 or 60 naira just last week, and nobody is talking, and everybody is moving gently as if nothing is happening. And this was not the case when Jonathan was the president, that he increased the price of petroleum with just a slight amount of naira. And I was among those that trekked from my area here down to Secretariat. And now the thing is attributed itself now. Nobody is talking. Nobody is doing anything. And Dangote has even said it's going to give us a reduction. And I'm telling you, as we speak now, we are buying fuel at just 930 naira, 920 naira, 25 naira. And nobody is talking. The thing is just that we are just praying that one day we see a Messiah that will bring a respite to us in this country. PDP, and lastly, on the issue of the PDP, I think PDP and the ADC, I think that has gone to ADC now. Let me just say this, to my own opinion, I think to me they are not going to gap an headway. Because when you are in PDP, when the PDP was not in disarray, you are not able to win the incumbent. Now you have left PDP. PDP has teared apart, and they have not gone to ADC. What is the strength of ADC? What is the structure of ADC? And you want to tackle the incumbent? I'm sorry. To my own opinion, I'm sorry. It can't work. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Gbenga Mario, for your contributions on the show this morning. 0916-893-1000. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Good morning once again. George calling back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, Chukwemeka, I remember I told you last week that we should really check what we are calling 935 naira per liter of fuel. We are buying fuel already above 1,000 naira. Take a keg of 4 liters and go to any filling station and buy 4 liters and look at the level of the fuel that you will find inside that keg. Even the meter itself will show you that you are not paying below 1,000 naira. Do that and let us discuss it.
Okay.
There's this issue of grant. Are we really feeling any effect of any grant? We thank God that in Oyo State, we have health centers really serving the people by the doctors being around to check you, but you still have to buy your drugs. Maybe with this grant now, you would be able to give out money for them to equip the various health centers with drugs. But is it only Oyo State that we have in Nigeria? Some people will pocket that money. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Quickly, I just want you to, say something. Now, yesterday, unfortunately, another accident occurred at the Soka area of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway again, and the person involved died on the spot. And that has, brought about calls on the government to please do something on that axis, maybe a pedestrian bridge or something.
Yes,
What
no,
do you?
pedestrian bridge is highly needed in that area. I lost my friend's wife there because I lived in Soka before, near that oil, just very close to the bus stop there. Because the woman was attempting to cross, and it's a wide distance. He couldn't cross, and the vehicle ran over her. So if they can build pedestrian bridge over that area to cross to the other side, I think it will save a lot of lives. That's what we need in that Soka bus stop. And the Mikra people are not helping matters. They don't even park inside. They will always stay by the roadside and will be picking passengers. They are even in front of that filling station. They contribute a lot to most of the accidents on that road.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having me, Tolu. May God save Nigeria.
All right, thank you to everyone who has been a part of the show this morning. Perspectives Unlimited returns tomorrow at exactly 6:30 a.m. As I would always say, wherever you find yourself, always ensure that you put Nigeria out there in good light. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. I am Toluwaleke Alli.